Hello friends, here the computer network class. In previous class we have seen that fragmentation offset. In fragmentation offset we divide the fragment one packet into multiple fragments and we give them offset value so that we can arrange the packets into order. Now at the receiver end, when the receiver receives those fragments, then how they resemble the fragments. Okay, so there are some points. These points are that resembling of the fragment only at the destination. The resembling of the fragment is only at destination end, not any intermediate network, or not done with any router. Okay, resembling is only done at a destination host only. If any fragment is missing, then the receiver will discard all the received fragment, and called resembling failure. The fragmentation of the packet is done by any intermediate router. Now the next part of header is time to live. Okay, so the time to live is a 8-bit field. Here we see that time to live is a 8-bit field from 0 to 8. It is used to represent the lifetime of the IP datagram. It is used to represent the time to live is used to represent the lifetime of the packet. Yes, packet has some lifetime. IP packet have some lifetime, so that they won't create traffic in the network. After some time it will be discarded by the routers and router will destroy it after some time. So time to live is a lifetime. Time to live indicate the lifetime of the datagram packet. To prevent indefinite traversing of the datagram packet in the network due to routing loop of routers, then if the packet is looping from one router to another, then at indefinite time, then this will create a traffic in the router, in the network. That's why to avoid or to remove to prevent the traffic, we need to have a TTL value. Each intermediate router decrement the TTL value by once. Here the TTL is in header part, and when the packet by the IP datagram packet go through or pass through the router will decrement the TTL value by 1. If the TTL value decrement to 0, then the router discard the datagram and send the ICMP error message, which indicate that time exceed to source host. If the TTL value decrement to 0, then the router discard the datagram and send the ICMP error message to the host. The second one, the router will not generate any ICMP error message to source when the decremented to 0 and destination IP address is the broadcast address. Understand these two topics. Here the router, when the packet reached to router and router decrement the packet TTL value by 1. If the after decrementing if the TTL value, if the TTL value becomes 0 and the router is not a destination router, then it will send the ICMP error message to the host and says that your packet's time limit is exceed. Okay. In the second, says that the second statement is that if the router decrement the value of value. If router decrement the value and the value become 0, and this is a host, destination router, destination host router or destination host, then this will not send the ICMP message to the host. Or in another case, when there is a destination host value is broadcast address, destination host is broadcast address, then in this case ICMP error message won't generate. There is two cases: when the value of TTL value is decrement and decrement by the destination host, and when the destination address is a broadcast address. And in these two cases, ICMP error message won't generate. Here the destination host also decrement TTL value. Okay, these are same point we have explained. Now here there are some cases. If case 1, there is a source host whose TTL value is 1, give the TTL value to the packet is 1, and there is some intermediate router at destination. If packet goes to router decrements its value by 1, so value becomes 0. Now it discards the packet and send the ICMP error message to the host. In second case, if the TTL value is 2, and host send the packet to router decrement the value by 1, the value become 1. Now the router send the packet to another router. This router will decrement the value by 1, so value becomes 0. Now discard the packet and send the ICMP error message to the host. Now in case 3, if TTL value is 3, it forward to the router, decrement value 2, forward to router, decrement the TTL value 1. Now the forward to the destination, it decrement the value by 1 and the value becomes 0. Now this will not send the ICMP error message to the host because this is a destination host. So this will forward the packet into higher layer, not send the error message because it is last or final destination of the packet. Okay. Now in fourth case, if TTL value is large, so TTL value after passing through the router, value become decremented. So 13, value become 12, value become 11. When the packet reach to the destination and decrement TTL value by 1. Now here we see that the TTL value is more 10. So this packet already reached to destination. So it will forward the packet into higher layer. Here one key point: when the source and destination both are connected directly without any intermediate device or router, the TTL value is 1. When the source and destination host are directly connected, then the TTL value is 1. Now the protocol type, the part of header. Now what is the protocol type? Protocol type is 8-bit field in IP header. Okay, see that here. Protocol type 8-bit field indicate higher level protocol. It indicates the type of protocol encapsulated in the payload. Here the number 1 for ICMP, number 6 for TCP, 70 for UDP and 89 for OSPF. Okay, means that protocol type is used to indicate, means that if I have payloads in payload, there is data. in payload there is a data or header of upper layer. So here in protocol type we represent or we indicate the protocol of encapsulated payload. Means payload in payload value, how in payload there is a data or header. Now the data is encapsulated by using which protocol? This protocol value is indicated in protocol type. In protocol type we represent the protocol of encapsulated payload. Now the header checksum. On header checksum is a 16-bit field value. So here the header checksum is a 16-bit field value in IP4 header. It is also called internet checksum, or it is used to ensure integrity of the IP4 header during routing. It is calculated over the IP4 header only. Optional header. It also includes optional header. Block size is 16-bit. 16-bit ones complement of the ones complement sum of all 16-bit word in the IPv4 header. Let's understand. Okay. So header checksum is used to check the error in the packet. But it won't scan the payload, it only scan the header value. They check the header value. Is any error in header value or not? Detect the errors in header value. Okay. So the header checksum is used to check is there any error in header or not. So here there is a datagram packet header. In header there is a 16-bit word. Here the header part. Here we have 16-bit each. Here the word of 16-bit each. Means that one block size is of 16-bit. In between them there is checksum field, and these are total length, identification number, flag, TTL, protocol type, source and destination. These are the blocks value. Okay. Now we see what is checksum. Checksum is a error detection technique only. Error detection only, not correction. Both sender and receiver must agree with same block size. Block size is 16. So the sender and receiver must have agree with same block. N bit ones complement of the ones complement sum of n bit word. Don't worry, if you want to understand this statement, I will explain this statement with example. So here the sender generate n bit checksum from the data block and then send data along with checksum. Means that here the sender generate the checksum of these 16 block, and after generating checksum it put checksum into header checksum value and send to the destination. Okay. Now here the receivers check the received data along with the checksum is balanced or not. Receiver will check is the checksum value is balanced or not. While computing the checksum, the value of the checksum field should be initialized with 0. While calculating the checksum, we take the checksum value 000 because we are calculating or sum of these 16-bit. So we also need to conclude checksum. So initially we fill the checksum value with 00, all zeros. While transmission, checksum should be updated with compute checksum. Okay, here we will see with example. Here the sender. Here there is a blocks. There are total 16 blocks. Okay. Out of 16, there is one block. This is checksum block. Checksum block. Initially, checksum block is filled with all zeros. Okay. Now we will sum the all values of the 16-bit field, 16-bit block. 16-bit block, there is some values like 1010 something. There is a binary bits of 16-bit. Here is a 16-bit binary string in all 10 fields. In all 10 blocks, there is a 16-bit binary string in each block. After adding these 16-bit binary string, we get n-bit binary string. We get n-bit binary string after sum these 10 blocks. After getting n-bit binary string, after sum of all 10 bits, we do the complement of that string. Now we get the result, and the result is a checksum. Now we put this checksum value to the block before transmission. Before transmitting the packet, we fill this checksum value to the checksum field of the header. Before we put 00, but after calculating checksum, we put checksum value here, or update checksum value from 00 to generated checksum value. Understood? Once again, okay. Here 10 blocks, and 6th block is a checksum block. Initially checksum block value is 000. Okay, we fill checksum value 00, and each block is a 16-bit binary string. Each block is a 16-bit binary string. After adding or sum of 16-bit 10 16-bit string, we get n-bit binary string. We do the sum of all 10 binary strings or blocks. We get n-bit binary string, and take the complement of that binary string, and the results come is called checksum. And this checksum value, this result or checksum, is updated into header section before transmitting the packet. Now in receiver end, receive these 10 blocks, and in these 10 blocks there is a checksum field. Okay. Now what the receiver will do? Receiver will do addition of these 10 binary strings and get n-bit string, and take the complement of that n-bit string and the result, and get the result. If the result is 000, then the receiver will conclude there is no error in header part. Okay. Here let's we take example. Here there is a sender. The sender having there's a block 6 blocks. Okay. We not able to take here 10 blocks of 16-bit, so we here take a 6 block of 5-bit each. Okay. To understand the concept how the checksum work. So here sender have 6 blocks each of 5 bits. Now the sender will this is checksum field, checksum block, where initially all fields are filled with 0. Now we will do the sum. We will do the sum of each block. After doing the sum of each block, we get the value 1101. After sum of these 6 blocks, we get the value 110001. How 111 is 3 value 1, so 1. Now carry 1 here. You will have to perform the sum. After doing sum, we will take the complement. After doing complement, we get the value. This is called checksum value. Now before transmitting the packet, we put this checksum value into header checksum part, where we initialize checksum 000 initially. Now we will update it with the conclude checksum. Here the receiver end. Receiver received a packet. Packet. There is a header part. In header part there is a 6 block, each of 5 bit. Out of which there is this is a checksum field value. Here the checksum. Here the packet. Here the receiver received the packet with the checksum value. Checksum value is this 210. Now the receiver will do same. Add those values, or add these 6 string. Now here, after adding all these 6 blocks, receiver will take a string, resultant string, and take the complement of that resultant string. If the receiver will get the result of 000, then the receiver will conclude that the header have no error. If the receiver will get message result other than 0, all zeros, then the receiver will conclude that there is a error in the header part, and then the receiver will discard the packet. Here are some values that checksum can detect only all single bit error. In case of burst error, checksum able to detect all odd number of errors. Means that the checksum only detect only odd number of errors. If there is even numbers of error, it will not detect it. Checksum can be all zeros bit, but checksum can never be all ones bit. Here it says that the value of checksum will be all 0 bit. Here the checksum become all 0 bits, but never be all bit are become 1. Checksum can be all 0 bits. There will be all bits become 1, but never all 1 bits. Here the header checksum. Checksum verify the perform for every intermediate router and destination host.